appreciate you taking the time to celebrate. Most of us who are here today call Far East Dallas our home. But what do we mean by that? What is home? Home is the backstop of our existence. Home is the place where you go at the end of a long, hard day. It's where you go when there is nowhere else to go. It's where you're always welcome. Home is where your heart is, where your family and friends are. It's where you go for comfort and solace, where you share your greatest triumphs and worst sorrows. Home is where you are loved and you are loved, where you love. But 20 years ago, our homes and communities were not safe. Neighborhoods in our community contain some of the highest crime and unemployment rates in the nation, not just in Dallas, but in the nation. Our neighbors were fleeing to the suburbs. Businesses were forced to close. Our schools had some of the lowest scores in North Texas. The Ferguson Road Initiative, FRI, was formed by a handful of us in 1998 to try to confront and impede this deterioration of our community. As I look out this morning, I see dozens of you that are at the front line and continue to work to save our neighborhood. Some of you even attended our historic October 1995 first town hall meeting held at Ferguson Road Baptist Church. It was there, at that first meeting, we first envisioned the community we see today. What we discovered in that first meeting was not only did we have a major crime problem, but there was also a Pandora's box of socioeconomic issues. We also determined that our city had neglected our community for decades. We desperately needed help, but nobody was coming to save us. In 2000, with the support of our U.S. Attorney Paul Coggins, we rolled up our sleeves and began working. We applied for and were awarded a Department of Justice Weed and Seed grant. This grant brought $2 million to weed out crime and to seed in positive programs like after-school education, social services, and economic development. By the time the grant expired in 2011, crime was down, neighborhood leadership, social services, and quality economic development was up. Citizens advocating for bond programs had brought us the White Rock Hills Library in 2012, and land acquisition and feasibility study for the future White Rock Hills Community Recreation Center. And by the way, regarding the center, great news. 3 weeks from today, on December 1st, 10 o'clock, we break ground at the center site near Ferguson and Highland Road for the first phase, the construction of the White Rock Hills Park. One of the things we are proudest of is that we were able to transition from being a federally funded organization to one that is supported by you, our members. And today's event is our way of thanking everyone for your support. Basically, without you, we would not be here today. Because of you, we've worked together and just love what we have accomplished. People often ask me, well, what does FRI really do? And my answer is that we communicate, we connect, lead, advocate, and empower ordinary people to do extraordinary things. We teach people how to solve their own problems while emphasizing that, yes, one person can make a difference. We know that sticks are stronger in a bundle. One of my friends recently said, you know, Vicki, FRI is an example of a localist group, and Phil just referenced David Brooks, and he describes the power of localism as being at the tip of the shovel where the actual work is done. He writes that expertise is not in the think tanks, but among those who have local knowledge, those with a feel for how things work in a specific place, and an awareness of who gets stuff done. Success is not measured by how big you can scale, but how deeply we can connect. For 20 years, FRI's leadership has built trust and relationships in this community and citywide. Today's event chairperson, Susan Hopper, said it best. We've learned it doesn't matter what our party affiliation is or our faith. What matters is that we need to stop crime, or we need a new library, a community center, or a park, and we come together and we work together to make it happen. FRI has also cultivated the values of persistence and resilience. When we couldn't get the White Rock Hills Community Recreation Center on the bond program last year, we remembered the F word, flexibility. We made lemonade out of lemons, and we worked with Councilman Mark Clayton for our playground park instead. And we'll wait for the next bond program when it rolls around to get the money for the center. We take advantage of opportunities when they come, and I'll give you another great example. After learning the center would not be on the 2017 bond program, the spirits of the board were pretty low. But imagine our excitement when we got a call from our friends at White Rock United Methodist Church asking us if we would like to partner with them to repurpose the old Owen Wood United Methodist Church, this building we're in today, into a community center to provide programs immediately for our youth and seniors without having to wait several more years until the center is actually built. So that's where our efforts are focused, right here, right now, right in this building. Far East Dallas is our home. Our civic life begins here. This is where we plant roots and take ownership over our community, reaching out to our neighbors in a spirit of solidarity, generosity, compassion, and yes, love. It's only when we begin to see a street as our street, a public park as our park, a school as our school, that we become engaged citizens, willing to dedicate our time, treasure, and talents for worthwhile causes. Things like joining the local PTO, or our neighborhood's crime watch group, or a block's beautification program. In his Pulitzer Prize-winning book, Evicted, author Matthew Desmond explains why this kind of local engagement is so crucial. Working on behalf of the common good is the engine of democracy, vital to the communities, cities, states, and ultimately our nation. After all, what else is a nation other than a patchwork of cities, towns, neighborhoods, and houses? In short, great neighborhoods make a great nation. I want to thank everyone who's here today. I want to thank you for your unstinting generosity with your time, and thank you for your selfless devotion and compassion for your community and neighbors, and in making Far East Dallas a happier, safer, and healthier place to live. Thank you. And I would like to now introduce our president, Nicole Miller, who is going to say a few closing words, and then we also have door prizes today. So, Nicole, come on